Now we'll try to solve one problem based on equilibrium. First of all, we have seen that there are total 1, 2, 3 and 4 ropes which are tied to each other and a load of 60 kilonewton is hanging over here. What we have to do is we have to find out the tension in this rope, that is DE, then DC, CB and CA. We have to start only from that point where the load is given so that we can easily find out the other things. What we have to do in the beginning is consider this point and try to draw a free body diagram regarding this. That is, separate this joint D, and draw over here. This is joint number 1, this is joint number 1, this is D. Now, this angle is given 30 degrees, so this angle is given as 30 degree. This is already 90 degree, so this is already 90 degree. When this 30 degree is given, I think you can very easily calculate the whole angle, 90 plus 30. Similarly, with this 90 is given, this second angle is known, the third angle of 150 degrees can be very easily calculated. Once these angles are known using the Lami's theorem now, with 60 upon sine of 150 is equal to FDE upon sine of 120 degree and FDC upon sine of 90 degrees. I have not mentioned that 90 degrees, but it seems to be 90 degrees, so it is 90 degrees. From this, we can find out, substitute this Lami's theorem over here, and we can find out these values over here, and FDC, that is this value, then this is this value DC, and DE can be very easily calculated. So we have calculated DC and DE. Now once we know the value of this and this, DC and DE, now we can switch over to next joint, second joint, that is joint C. Here, whatever the force which has calculated through DC, the same force is also applicable for CD. So whatever force that was calculated for DC is also same as that of the CD. Now consider the second joint and again draw a free body diagram. For the Lami's theorem or for any type of equilibrium conditions problem so far, the most important to draw a free body diagram. What do you mean by free body diagram? Take this joint, separate it from here and draw it separately. So I am totally making free from the whole structure this particular joint and taking it out, and that is called a free body diagram. So whenever we want to solve the problem, we'll have to first of all go for that point where the load is given, and then, as I have already given an idea, that try to calculate all the angles subject to the conditions. We will draw the imaginary horizontal as well as vertical lines. So once the lines can be seen, we can very easily calculate the angles. Once these angles are known, the Lami's theorem can be very easily applied. So this way we can find out now. This, after completion of this, we will go for the joint number 2, and joint number 2 comprising of this, that is FCA, FCB and FCD. As I have already told you, FCD is nothing but FDC that we have already calculated over here. So substituting this value over here, this angle is known, so this angle is also known. Similarly, this angle is given. So we can find out these angles. And now this upon this is equal to this upon this is equal to this upon this. Sine of this will give the general equation for the Lami's theorem. Once this equation is known, find out the unknown value, because this is known, this is unknown, this is unknown. All the three are now known, and now sum up like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. That will solve the purpose, and you will get the forces in all the four droves which we have to consider so far. Now we'll consider another problem. A sphere has been hanged over here and it was just resting on the wall. But I have pulled it outside by applying some force P, and which has been pulled at a distance of 1 meter from here. The length, vertical length of this is given as 2.5 meter. So now we can, where the weight of this is given. So what we have to find out, how much force that we applied to stretch the ball 1 meter away from the wall. Similarly, what is the force coming in this rope, in this chain? What we have to do is, with the help of these two dimensions, these two parameters of 1 meter and 2.5 meter, find out this angle theta. Once this angle theta is known, then the problem becomes very simple. How? Let us see this diagram. Again, I am drawing a free body diagram for this joint having three forces simultaneously acting on a body: one horizontal pull, other the weight of the body, and the tension rope coming in this rope so far. Now, you can see this is this angle, because this angle is the thing, but if you will draw a vertical line, imaginary line like this, and horizontal line, you can find its angle. So 1 upon 2.5 will give the tan of theta. It comes out to be 0.5, so theta comes out to be 21.8 degrees. Once this angle is known, I think now this can be very easily calculated. This can be very easily calculated. This is already known. So all the angles are known. Now with the help of using the Lami's theorem, we can just find out the value of P and S. That is P and S. You are supposed to calculate. I have given the result over here, but you are not supposed to go through these results just now, but you are supposed to calculate, and then we have to go for the next problem. That is a typical type of problem. Suppose this is a car, is just on a hilly sloping area. But what happened? The brakes failed and the car start moving downwards. So I have applied a pull over here, and this is the weight of the car, weight of the body, we can say now. Here in our case it was car, but now it is a body. So one force has been applied so that it will come to its rest position and it won't come down. That is a gravitational pull, it will always be down. One important thing, when we are talking anything about the reaction, you always take the note of that. I have already mentioned over here in the last two lines. The reaction is always normal, that is perpendicular to the plane of contact. I will repeat. When I am talking about this reaction is always perpendicular to this line of contact. This is line of contact. So perpendicular axis will be like this. The reaction will always perpendicular or normal to the plane of contact. If our vertical axis is this, the perpendicular will be like this. Or horizontal will be like this, it will be like this. So either it will be depending upon, if this is the plane, this is the reaction. If this is the vertical plane, then it will be reaction. If it is the inclined plane, then this inclined, perpendicular to that inclined plane will give the reaction. Always mind it that when we are calculating the reaction over the body, then it is always normal or perpendicular to the plane of contact. Now, once we know this fact that the reaction is always normal to the plane of contact, now we can, to this line, we have drawn a perpendicular line, which is the reaction given by the sloping ground. Now, there are one force of weight of the car, which is 150 kilonewton, pull we are applied and the reaction, two things that we are supposed to calculate: the reaction on the ground and the pull applied. As we know, when these things are given, and this angle of slope is already given, the angle of slope is given. I think now you can very easily calculate this angle. If that would have been straight, then the reaction will be like this. But as soon as it moves like this over here, definitely the reaction will be, accordingly reaction will also move like this. So whatever the angle which has been made over here, the reaction will make the angle, same angle with this, with a perpendicular. So now this angle is known. Now you can see from here. I have drawn a vertical imaginary line and the horizontal imaginary line, and just saw that this is the angle 30 degree. This is the same slope that acting in this direction, and this is vertically acting downward, that is the weight of the car. Now when the three forces are simultaneously meeting at a point and the body is in equilibrium, then according to Lami's theorem, this force is proportional to the sine of this force is proportional to the sine of this, and this force is proportional to sine of the angle between the other two. Using the Lami's theorem, then we can find out the value of R as well as P. I have already given, but I don't want to give that value so far. You are supposed to calculate. I will again go for the last part over here. That is the important note. The reaction is always normal, that is in bracket I can say perpendicular to the plane of contact. So here onwards, when we are coming across such type of problem where the body is coming in contact with any of the surface so far, we have to see at which angle the body is making a contact with that surface. Accordingly, we can find out the reaction, which depends upon its normality, that is perpendicular to plane of contact. Now, another type of problem we are supposed to solve. Now you can see over here, this is a sphere or this is a ball which was just rolling over here, but what happened, because of something wrong somewhere. Okay, now this is the ball which is rolling over here. There is some obstacle which is coming over here, some stone or some block is there. Now the radius of the sphere is given, the weight of this sphere is also given, and the height of the block is given. And we are supposed to find how much pull that we are going to apply, because it has been given that you are applying a pull at an angle of 30 degree with the vertical. This has given the problem. So we have to find out this pull P. Then the reaction acting over here is this reaction, and this load is already given. Again, as already we have discussed so far, now we are drawing the free body diagram. In free body diagram, first of all, the vertical axis, draw horizontal and vertical axis, and have that P at an angle of 30 degree with the vertical. This is inclined force. This is inclined force which is obstructed over here. So we have to calculate the angle of this. How to calculate? You know this height, which is nothing but equal to radius. We know this distance, which is given as 15 centimeter. So you can calculate this height. This height is nothing but the total radius minus this distance. You will get this distance. Once you know this distance, you know this radius. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse, you will give the value of this sine theta, and it can be calculated as 44.42 degrees. 44.42 degrees. Once the theta is known, this is theta 44.32, which is going in this direction, making angle with the horizontal. When this angle is known, I think rest of the angles can be very easily calculated because this is a 180 line. This angle 30 is given, so you can calculate this angle. This angle is given 44.42. This is 90. You can calculate this angle. And once you know this angle, you know this angle. This angle can be very easily calculated. 360 minus this plus this. Once these all angles are known, this weight is known, you can find out the pull that is required and the reaction of the block that is resisting so far. And applying the Lami's theorem, we can find out the value of P and R both. So you are supposed to solve such type of problem, which is a typical type of problem. Now, more complicated problem that I am coming across. There are two plates of V shape making some different angle. One plate is making an angle of 30 degree, other making an angle of 60 degree, and this ball having a weight of 80 kilonewton. Weight of 80 kilonewton. What we have to do? What we have to find? We have to find out what is the reaction of this ball over this surface, that is this one. What is the reaction of this weight of this body over this surface, that is this one. Only the weight is given and these are the two unknowns. But one thing that you are well aware, I am talking about the force or the line of action of force. So if I will extend the force in this direction, then one force will be acting in this direction, another force will be acting in this direction, third force is acting in this direction, and now that you can see from here. Then you can see from here. Again, when angle 30 degree is given over here, when it is just extending over here, again you will find this 30 degree. This is 60 degree, again with the vertical it is making 60 degree, so this is total 90 degree. Then 30 degree is known, this can be calculated. With 60 degree is known, this can be calculated. Once all the three angles can be calculated, after drawing this free body diagram, of course. Then applying the Lami's theorem, you can find out the value, that is the reaction over here, R1 and R2. You are supposed to calculate. I have given here in the end, but still you are supposed to calculate this. Up till now, we are talking something about the conditions of the equilibrium, or rather we can say we are just talking something about the Lami's theorem. But now, we have yet not dealt anything about the moment or algebraic conditions of equilibrium. Now here we are giving one problem to you. Here we have to apply that conditions of equilibrium, that is sigma h is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0 and sigma m is equal to, and then you have to find out the unknown reactions. Now this is a beam AB of length 10 meters and there are 2 point loads of 50 kilonewton and 30 kilonewton acting at a distance of 3 meter, 5 meter and 2 meter at AC, CD and DB. This reaction is not known. Only these two forces and these distances are known. Now there are three general conditions of equilibrium we know. First, all the horizontal forces, algebraic sum of all the horizontal forces must be 0, that is sigma h is equal to 0. But is there any horizontal force? No. Is there any inclined force? No. So this condition won't apply. Let us go for the second condition. Consider another condition when we are talking about, is it the vertical forces are acting upward and downward? Yes. So we can apply the another second condition, that is algebraic sum of all the vertical components must be equal to 0, that is sigma v is equal to 0. And we have already seen in the beginning, our first lecture, the forces acting upward is taken as positive, forces acting downward is taken as negative. So we can calculate accordingly and making sigma v is equal to 0. That is, this is to be taken as negative, this is to be taken as negative, this is to be taken as positive, and this is to be taken as positive. That is, Ra and Rb taken as positive, and 50 and 30 kilonewton will be taken as negative. Now, I am applying second general conditions of equilibrium, that is sigma v is equal to 0, keeping in mind that force upward is taken as positive and force acting downward is as negative. And algebraically, all the adding and making sum to 0. I am starting from here, then after this, we are coming last to the B. Upward force positive, downward force negative. Now, plus Ra minus 50 minus 30 plus Rb equal to 0. So we'll get equation Ra plus Rb is equal to 1. This is our first equation when we are using one condition of equilibrium, that is sigma v is equal to 0. Sigma v is equal to 0. Now the third general condition of equilibrium is sigma m is equal to 0. That is algebraic sum of all the moments, because this is in equilibrium. So algebraic sum of all the moments, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, all the summation comes out to be 0, because it is neither tilting clockwise direction nor tilting anti-clockwise direction. What is moment? Moment is nothing but force into perpendicular distance. It may be clockwise or it may be anti-clockwise, depending upon how the force is tilting the body. Now, applying the third general condition of equilibrium, that is sigma m is equal to 0, and considering clockwise moment as positive and anti-clockwise moment as negative, then I am taking the moment at the point A. If I am taking the moment at A, Ra into perpendicular distance, because taking the moment at this point itself, no perpendicular distance, we can say Ra into 0. Yes, see, you can see Ra into 0, because there is no perpendicular distance of Ra at A, because we are taking the moment at A, at this A. Okay, now 50 into 3, force into perpendicular distance. Is this running clockwise or anti-clockwise? This will go like this. So we can say 50 into 3 is a clockwise moment, and the value will be taken as plus 30, 50 into 3. Similarly, now I am talking about the 30 kilonewton, and taking the moment at this point, we can find this distance, which comes out to 3 plus 5, that is 8. So 30 into 8, again this will rotate, try to tilt in the clockwise direction, that again the positive. So why we can say 30 into 5 plus 3, clockwise direction. Similarly, Rb into this distance, which is 10, which will try to tilt the body in this direction, that is anti-clockwise. So Rb into 10, we can call the anti-direction as negative. So minus Rb into 10, and all summations are over, then we can call a summation m is equal to 0. This is our equation number 2. Once equation number 1 is there, one equation is 2 is there. From here, equation number 2, we can find out the value of Rb. It comes out to be 39. Substituting the value of Rb in equation number 1, we can find out the value of Ra, which is coming out to be 41 kilonewton, which comes out to be 41 kilonewton. This way we can find out the reactions Ra and Rb. Here there is no condition of making any free body diagram, no question of finding any angle, but it is the question of algebraic sum of all the horizontal, vertical as well as the moment summation equal to 0, because whole structure is in equilibrium. We'll try to solve few more problems.